Hey YouTube universe, this is the Coding Trooper, and here we are again in another video on the Git Essentials series. So in this video we're gonna talk about a quick subject, which is the branching, i.e. we're just gonna create a new branch. So let's see what we're gonna do today. In today's video I created a folder with kinda like a dummy project, Java project structure, it's all empty, just wanted to present something that is a little bit close to the real application of some kind. So let's look at it, and let's use the tree. So I just simply have a source, and in the source there is a main and a test, and in the main I just throw two classes of Java in it. And the first thing that we're gonna do right now is to do some repetitive things from the previous video, but that's okay, just for the sake of this video. So the first thing that we need to do in this folder is to initiate a Git repository repo in it, because there is no one right now. So let's do git init. Okay, so let's make sure that we are good. Cool. Since we are seeing the .git file, that means a repo has been initiated, whatever. So okay, that being said, now that Git looked at a couple of folders and files that are newly added to this repo, so it will complain once I do git status. It will complain about the whole things that have been added to that new folder and not staged nor committed. So I'm gonna stage all of those and then commit them. Remember, these are new files that are not being added before, so unfortunately I won't be able to just simply quickly do that in one step. So I need to do two steps. The first step will be the staging, and the next step will be the committing. So let's do it without further talking. Git add, and I'm gonna use dot to add everything. Let's see, cool. So it is saying that you have those two files under this bunch of directories or folders are staged right now. Let's commit -m, and the message, we'll call it initial. That's weird. Commit. Okay. So let's see, everything was cool. Git status, just to make sure. Cool. Clean, everything is okay. So right now we have again our same tree. All of that has been staged successfully and then committed successfully. But we need to look at where does that live right now? Where are all of these located? So in our repo we have right now only single branch. So let's look at the branches. To list all the branches that you have in your repo right now, you need to type git I'm sorry, take it back. Git branch will show you all the branches that you have, and we have only one branch that is created by default, which is the master branch. So the master branch is usually looked at by a lot of people as the ops, or the production thing, or what your final product will be. So we need to check out a branch that we can develop on and experiment by adding new features to our application without touching the main master branch that we are saving for production or for something else. Even if we are not in the production yet, we need to branch out in a dev just to make sure that whatever we have whatever code that we conclude that is our final thing and we don't want to touch it anymore, we can safely then shift it to the master and keep it there. And we can reserve our dev branch or development or under development branch for our day-to-day development routines and work. So let's create a new branch and call it dev. So git check out new branch. Oh, I forgot something. Before we do that, let's look at a cool tool that is very important for us, which is git log. Log will give you what was happening and happened in your new created repo. So we are looking at the first, and it is actually the sole and the only commit that we have so far. We have commit and with this long huge ID, and we have all of the information here that we have, and then the commit message that we are already created previously, as you remember. And we have only one branch right now called master, and the head is pointing at master. The head is the top level of whatever of our work. So the top is pointing at master. Okay, so let's clear this and create a new branch. Git branch. Now git checkout new branch, and we're gonna call it dev. Okay, so it says that switch to the new branch dev. Let's look at our branches so far. So git branch. Now we have dev and master, and we are on dev right now since it is the colored one and there is a star pointing at it. So right now we have a branch that is created out of master, which has exactly the same copy. It is the identical copy of master right now because we didn't do anything on it. Once we start adding to it and changing it, it will be different than master. And once we are completed our work on it, then we merge it back to master. But that will be in the future videos. What are people using dev so far is just to branch, yet branching out of dev again to create feature branches. So I have a cool feature, I'm gonna call it feature number 1. From now on I will branch out of dev and create a new branch called feature 1 and develop that new feature and add it to the code and then merge it back to dev, and then yet again branch out with another feature, and so on and so forth until dev grow enormously and tested widely and make sure that all of these are cool and okay, and all of the features that we are planning for whatever, like a milestone or whatever type of process behind it, software engineering process or management process behind it. And then after all of that get concluded and we have a big chunk of dev that is completely different from master so far, and we are ready to go in production for that amount of code that we have already in dev, then we merge dev back to master, and we have now a code that is ready for production. And again the cycle starts again by taking out another new branches out from dev and creating another set of new cool features, and the process goes on. So let's look at the log right now. So right now we have the head, the top of our the peak of our work, if you want to call it, is pointing to dev and master at the same time, because they are just two of them are just two identical copies right now, and we have an initial commit. So if, for example, let's clear this, git branch. Okay, so now any change that we're gonna do to dev is not gonna be in master unless we merge them, and that's for our later videos. But the most important thing right now is that we have dev. We checked out dev. Since we have a star that is pointing to dev right now, means that dev is the active branch that we are working on right now. and we are ready to do some development on dev. If we look at the tree, it is the same thing. So if I add a new thing right now to dev by, for example, adding a new file, let's cd into that. So source main company. Okay. So we have those two files. I'm gonna add a new. Oops. Sorry for that. I'm gonna add a new file right now, and let's call it salary.java. I don't know if these names make any sense, but it's just a silly example. So we have a new file right now, and Git will complain. Alright, so again, we need to add that to staging first and then commit it, because this file is just being created right now. And later on, when we edit that file, we can do them in one command as we done in the previous video. So let's do git add, and I'm being lazy just with the dot. I don't want to write the whole thing. So git commit, and the message this time I'm gonna make it so adding salary.java file. That is the new message that I'm adding. Alright, so git status. Oops, sorry. Typo. Happens. Okay, so everything is clean and everything looks cool. Git log. We can see right now we added a new file to dev branch. So right now we have a second commit here, and this is the ID of it, and this is the time and date and everybody, and this is the new message that we added by adding this file right now. And this coming in the log, in the git log, it's coming right after the initial commit that we had to master. So we had it to master, and then we checked out a new branch, and we added another file to the new branch. So as we can see here, head is pointing right now to dev, because it's like building a tower. So now the pointer is getting higher and higher on the second level that we added to our new tower. So the head is pointing to the most recent thing that has been done, to the most recent block or level that we added to our building, and it is right now dev. So let's take a look back at our branches. Okay, so now let's go back and take a look at master. Git check out master, name of the branch. Okay, git branch. See, now we are on a different branch. We simply checked out a new branch, and now the pointer is pointing at branch, at master branch. So the branch that is being in use right now is master. This is the one on focus right now. So if we do git log on this one, see, on this one the world looked differently. On this branch we only had one commit, and the head in this branch is pointing at master at top of it. There's nothing has been added to this branch yet. So as we can see right now, git log here present different information rather than other than the git log on the dev, because the dev we had a new file being added to it. So in this case we have two branches. Let's look at them again. So we have two branches right now, git and dev, master and dev, and each one is pretty much have different content in it. Dev is the most recent one. We have a new file that has been added to it, and master is the old copy of our code base. So that being said, all that matters for today's video is just the ability to create a new branch with git checkout and then b and then the branch name Or if you want to navigate through branches, you just take out the B. The B here means, this flag means create me a new branch. If you don't want to create a new branch and just all you want to do is just to navigate to another branch, that's what you do. Get branch. Cool. Now we are on dev, pointing at dev. So that is pretty much it for this video, and thank you so much, and I'll see you on another video soon. Thank you. Goodbye.